Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 13 of How to Disappear by Sharon Hess Wrote. We are making a way through this book, so let's continue on reading to see what else is going to happen. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, please click off of the video now. Excuse me, you have been warned. Chapter 13. By 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, my followers have grown to 8,523, and I should be excited about that, but mostly I'm just trying to not throw up. The mere thought of knocking on Marissa DeMarco's door or walking into a house full of people, her people, is making me ill. I'm not going. There's no way. I kept meaning to tell my mother, but she was so excited about it I didn't want to get her upset or angry, and now it's time to go. The party started a few minutes ago, and the designated hour of leaving, so as to arrive fashionably late but not too late, is upon us. Mom is waiting for me in the living room, and I'm standing in front of my full-length mirror in at least party-going clothes imaginable. Baggy sweater, loose jeans, slightly scuffed shoes, the usual. You ready? She calls down the hall. I take a deep breath and open my door. I've already imagined the conversation. She'll take one look at me and say, "You can't go to the party like that," and I'll say, "Okay, I guess I'm not going," and she'll say, "Change your clothes," and I'll return to my room and lie on my bed until she figures out I'm not changing my clothes, that I'm not going to the party. She'll be disappointed in me, but there will be no point in arguing because by that time the party will be half over. Except when I step into the living room, all she says is, "Great, let's go." She picks up the keys and walks out to the driveway. "Did you see what I'm wearing?" I ask, following her to the car. "I can't go to the party." "Yes, you can, Vicky. You're going to this party." "I can't." Her face softens. "Look, sweetie, I understand it's been hard since Jenna left, and I blame myself for letting you become so dependent on her, but you can't hide in your room forever. There are people other than Jenna who I'm sure would love to be your friend. You just need to give yourself the opportunity to meet them. It's only going to get harder the longer you wait." I swallow. "I'm not going." She slumps against the car door. I wait for her to double down on her position, give me an ultimatum or something, but she doesn't. She just sighs. "Let's get some pizza then," she says, forcing a smile. "All right." I pour myself into the car, my body limp with the relief that she didn't turn that into more of an ordeal. It's not like her to just give up so easily. We back out of the driveway and I turn on the radio. Mom taps the steering wheel and hums along. After we're driving for a couple of minutes, I notice we're not headed in the direction of our favorite pizza shop. "Aren't we going to Pietro's? I thought we tried something new," she says. We drive some more and toward the shopping center I can think of. Where is it? Not much further. I start sweating, my body sensing the danger before my brain fully realizes what's happening, that we are not driving toward the pizza place. We are driving into Marissa DeMarco's neighborhood. "Mom, what are you doing?" "I'm taking you to the party," she says. I clutch the edge of my seat, fingernails digging into the fabric. A wave of nausea hits. I try to focus on the horizon, like it's just a little motion sickness and not my mother trying to throw me into the sharks. "You have to face your fears, Vicky," she says calmly. "That's the only way to overcome them. Just walk in there and smile and say hello. I know you're shy, but you can do this. It's not a big deal." My mother has been telling people I'm just shy my entire life, and maybe that excused a lot of awkward behavior growing up, but I don't think it explains whatever's wrong with me now. This isn't the same as hiding behind her skirt when I was little or being timid around strangers. This is me feeling like I'm going to die if I have to walk into that house, and I don't understand why she doesn't see that. I inhale a ragged breath. "I'm not doing this, Mom. I can't." She pulls up in front of the DeMarco's house. "Then I guess we're going to sit here in the car for 3 hours. "Oh my God," I start to hyperventilate. "Don't get yourself all worked up," says Mom. Other cars are stopping too. Kids are getting out. They're walking past our car toward the house. I bend over as fast as I can so they can't see me. "God, Vicky, it's just a party." I slowly suck in air, blow it out, suck in air, blow it out. I focus on my breathing, try to block everything else out until Mom shifts the car into gear and tears away from the curve. The blood returns to my head almost immediately. The danger is gone. I wait until she turns to the corner before I sit up. "You're being ridiculous," she says. "The way to overcome fear is just to face it." Mom turns the next corner. We're circling the block, heading right back to Marissa's house. "You're going to this party," Mom says. "If I have to circle the block all night, this is for your own good. I'm just trying to help." But she doesn't realize this is making it all worse. It's like she'll do anything not to have to admit there's something really wrong with me. I drop my head between my knees again. My ears fill with the vacuum cleaner roar. Mom stops in front of the house, taps her fingers on the wheel. I duck lower, gasp for air. She pulls away again and rounds the corner. This time I know the danger isn't over. "Please take me home," I whisper between my knees. "I'm not feeling well." "It's all in your head." She continues to the corner and we're circling the block again. I want to shout out, "Of course it's in my head. I mean, where else would it be? Except it's not in my head the way my mother means. I'm making I'm not imagining things. My heart is in fact racing, my skin is sweating, my lungs are gasping, my stomach is twisting. My brain is telling them to do all of that, and I'm pretty sure my brain is in my head. We're almost around the block again. I have to figure out a way to make this stop because people start noticing the car that keeps pulling up and leaving without dropping anyone off. They'll recognize my mother. They'll know I'm here. I unbuckle my seatbelt as I approach the corner. Wait until we just drop me here, I say. She pulls to a stop and I throw open my door. Vicky, Mom starts to object, but I'm out. I'm standing on the street and she's smiling. What time should I pick you up? I'll get a ride. I slam the car door and step onto the sidewalk and wait for her to drive away. She hesitates, but there are cars behind her, so she turns and drives off. I wait until she's turned the corner before I spin on my heel and start walking in the opposite direction. It's a miracle I'm walking at all. I can't even feel my legs. I search for a place to hide because my mother is probably circling the block to check on me. The trees that line the street are large. I can plaster myself to the trunk of one, scoot around the other side when she drives past. That wouldn't look ridiculous at all. I notice a gap in a row of hedges, and before I can think twice about it, I slip through and sink to the grass on the other side. I bring my knees to my chest and pull my mossy green sweater over them, so I'm as small as a hedge, like as possible. I'm afraid to look toward the house to which the hedge belongs, as any movement will only draw attention, so I rest my forehead on my knees, let my hair fall around me, and try to get my breathing under control. I think about what my mom said and facing the fear, but I just don't know how. I've never known. Avoiding things like parties or groups is what I've always done, and I wouldn't begin to know how to change that, especially all by myself, without Jenna to speak for me when I can't find the words. I'm not sure how long I sit here before someone passes on the sidewalk with a tiny little dog that's sniffing at the hedge. It barks at me, but the owner yanks its leash and says, "Jasmine." The dog makes a whimpering sound and scampers away. I exhale. Then something furry rubs against my wrist and I spring backward. Ah! It's a cat, gray with white markings, now with its back arched and fur fluffed out in fright. Sorry, I whisper, extending my hand for it to sniff. The cat slowly unfreaks itself, pacing in front of me, eventually approaching my hand and rubbing against my wrist. God, what I wouldn't give to be a cat. Nobody thinks it's weird how skittish they are, or that they rub their face all over you or knead their paws into your lap and circle 3 times before sitting down. Cats are gloriously odd, and people still love them. The cat is now rubbing its full body on my legs, practically lying on me. I unhook my sweater from around my knees and sit cross-legged. The cat makes itself right at home in my lap, and I pet it until its purring is so loud I'm afraid someone in the house might hear. The house. I kind of forgot I was there. I glance toward it, scanning the windows to see if anyone's looking out at me, then lower my gaze back to the patio. There's a grill, a table with an umbrella, some recycling lawn chairs, and a guy. He's sitting on one of the lawn chairs reading a book. Maybe if I slink away quietly, oh no. He raises his arm, palm facing me, like he's hailing a cab. He slowly rises and starts walking toward me. I'm too terrified to run. Also, the cat is now nestled and sleeping in my lap. I focus my gaze on the guy's feet, and when he's about halfway across the lawn, I see it. His left pant leg is tucked into his sock, a bright blue sock. "It's you," Lipton says as he comes within a few paces of my kneecaps. I was just sitting there reading, minding my own business, and looked up and thought, is that Vicky Decker in my backyard? And it is. It's you. His face is all incredulously delight. What are you doing here? I was, just petting this cat. Your cat, I guess? Lipton nods slowly. Yeah, that's my cat. He gestures toward the house behind him. That's my house. I keep petting the cat because I'm not sure what else to do. Are you? Lipton's eyebrows go all squishy as he tries to figure out why I'm sitting in his yard. Did you, I came for the party. I nod in the direction of Marissa's house, but I couldn't. My face contorts at my hands wave around my head in what my screwed up brain apparently thinks is an acceptable form of communication. Remarkably, Lipton seems to understand. He says, nodding. Parties are not my thing either. I'd much rather, sit on my patio, read a book, talk to a cat, petting girls who appear in my yard. I smile. You were invited? He shoves his hands in his pockets. Nah. Would you go if you were? I don't know, he shrugs. Probably not. It suddenly occurs to me that I'm having an actual conversation and not completely sucking at it. He spoke, I spoke, he spoke. I didn't blurt out anything strange. I should be knocking on wood this very moment, since I obviously jinxed myself. The cat seems to sense it too, because it stretches, rolls off my lap, and saunters off. It pauses about 10 paces away to look over its shoulder and at me and lick its paw. I brush the fur from my lap. Lipton extends a hand to help me up, and I panic because he's about to touch me, and hardly anybody ever touches me, and he's smiling, his adorable smile, and I'm sweating, and what if he can smell me? So instead of taking his hand as any normal person would, I push myself backward into a backward somersault, then spring to my feet like a lunatic. Lipton steps away, scratching his chin. That's quite a dismount you've got there. Yep, I like to keep myself nimble. I groan inwardly while brushing off the leaves that are now stuck to the back of my hair. You want to come in? Lipton chin scratch moves to a back of head scratch, and he doesn't look all that certain it's as a good idea to invite me into his house. Play Minecraft, maybe? I blink at him. Playing a video game sounds strangely appealing, even though I don't know the first thing about Minecraft, but it would also involve going inside his house, meeting his parents probably, maybe a sibling or two. Cue sweat glands. I can't, I say, arms swinging at my sides, like I'm about to do the standing long jump, but thanks for letting me pet your cat and hide behind your shrubbery. It's very nice shrubbery you have. I would definitely recommend it highly to anyone seeking shrubbery to hide behind, or behind which to hide, rather. Yes, yours would definitely be the shrubbery of choice for grammatically correct shrubbery hiders. Lipton bites his lower lips, nodding. Okay then. Okay, bye. I make my escape before my mouth can spew anything more ridiculous, slipping through the gap in the hedge and walking toward home, or in the general direction of home, because I was not paying attention to the drive here. Any place that is not Marissa's house or Lipton's backyard should suffice. Just let me get out of here. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!